Hello and welcome to our last match of the day. We have the Men's Supa-Liga Round 19 Northern Hawks in the black kit against the ECU Jets sporting the white. And just as the teams are about to take the court, I'll read out the team lineups for you today. The Northern Hawks have number 2, Betim Ziba, number 11, Nishan Alagoda, number 5, Ches Houston, number 7, Daniel Fumato in goals, number 3, Callum Bredemeyer, number 9, Michael DeFilippis, number 10, Devon Rundell, and number 26, Raquan Ropley. And for the ECU Jets, we have number 4, Adrian Rossi, number 23, Ash Rowson, number 9, Remo Venditti, number 8, Jordan Ginaka, number 3, Liam Ginaka, number 5, Cameron Portas, number 7, Blair Johnston, and number 15 in goals, Gregory Simmons. And the Northern Hawks start the day with the corner ball there. Shot from Ches Houston over the bar. Rossi to Ginaka. Rowson, Ginaka again, and was an okay idea. Rossi was facing away from the ball. Ginaka maybe just needed to hold on to it a little bit longer before releasing for the run of Rossi. Ziba here being pressed by Liam Ginaka. And there's the other Ginaka pressing up on Ropley. Liam sees the ball out of play. Rowson. Great ball through the middle. Ginaka here. Back to what I'm assuming is his brother. Could be wrong on that one. And it's turned over. Oh, Ches Houston. Ball into the top of the D. Just out of reach for Callum Bredemeyer. A good early chance for the Northern Hawks there. Once he plays Simmons and Houston, a risky move to press up on the goalkeeper. Backed himself there against Gregory Simmons.
It's Rossi on the far side now. Plays it out to Rawson. Down the line for the on-run of Rossi again for a cross. Bit of miscommunication between Ropley and Bredemeyer there in defence. Could have seen an early goal there from ECU. It's Fumato. Plays to Houston. To Zebra in the pivot space. Bredemeyer looks long for the on-runner of Ropley. Too high for him. It's a shorter player on the court as well. It's not in his favour. That is a corner ball for the Northern Hawks. Ropley takes for Ziba. Shot blocked there from Rossi. ECU Jets quick to spring on that one. It's Houston now with a round run and a shot off target. He's unhappy with that one. That's his second one over the bar. And now it's Simmons with a very long throw, looking to find Ginaka. Bredemeyer now finds Houston. Ziba to Houston again and across the court now. Rundell looks to take on Rossi, patient. Flicks it back to Bredemeyer. He's pressed by Rawson. It's good defensive work for ECU. Flicked away now, back to Houston. Takes a shot, forcing Simmons into a save low, but he couldn't keep a hold of the ball, and it's back in play for Ziba to take another, this time high. It's Rindell down the sideline. Tries to take on Rolson, who gets the ball. Bredemeyer with a shot high. And they tested Simmons a few times in the ECU Jets goalposts. Rolson. Rolson doing very well for himself this season for ECU Jets and one of the top 4 goal scorers this season for the men's Supa-Liga. It's Rolson again on the far side. Ball's gone out. Referee signalling that it's an ECU ball. Few passes here from ECU, but forced from Rossi. Managed to keep possession though, and Rawson finds himself on the far side, back to Rossi. Rossi always has such great movement on the court. He's finding himself in pockets of space and receiving the ball as we see him get it again now on the right flank. Cuts inside and shoots. And Famato has to save, top corner. Ball backing play quickly with Rindell on the left flank. Cuts inside and shoots. That one wide again of the goal. Hawks need to get some of these on target. Rolson. Kineka. Through the middle of the court now. Quite a bit of pressure of the players receiving the ball in the middle of the court. Oh, it's green. Can you check the cords in? It's come out. Yep, we're good. Sorry for the interruption there. We're back now. It's Rindell under a lot of pressure from Northern Hawks. Houston runs the ball through the middle of the court. ECU Jets, such a very strong defensive team. Very hard to break down. It takes quite a bit of movement. It's Alagoda there who manages to break through, but doesn't receive the ball. The Hawks retreat back into their own half. Spilt ball here, and Houston manages to win that one. Sends it over for Alagoda, but it's not an easy one for him to control.
Portas on the side ball. Plays Rosen. Ball down the line. Ginaka. Rosen, Portas. Ginaka. Apologies, that was Johnston. Rosen, nice ball forward for the run of Johnston, and Portas just invading his space a little bit there. 2 players running into the same area of the court. Rosen, left-footed shot, and that one's wide. Famato looking long for the run of Ropley. Cut out by Rosen. He gets it through the legs of Alagoda, and Famato, who we know always does well coming out of his D. A lot of pressure there, and the ECU Jets just electing to try and force the ball through the Northern Hawks' feet in the middle of the court there. Desperate to get the first goal on the scoreboard here. Johnston on the side kick. Finds Rossi. Little 1-2. Nice ball over the top. Venditti and Johnston has time and space. Alagoda's going to have to make his way back quickly. He's done well, the youngster for the Northern Hawks. Johnston against Alagoda. It's a nice back roll, and Alagoda gets beaten on the line again. Rossi, ball across the face. I think, yes, a touch there from Fumato. It will be a ECU Jets corner ball. Rossi, Johnston with the shot, and it's an easy save for Fumato. Saw that. Gregory Simmons at the other end of the court was just out off his line. Almost went for the shot. Simmons having a little chuckle to himself there. Realizing he was almost caught off guard. Ball steamed out of play. It's a corner ball for the Northern Hawks. Not quite sure why time is stopped. Just having a little bit of trouble with our stop clock down here. Oh, a shot from Ropley, and that's a nice save from Simmons.
Come back faster!
Side ball for the ECU Jets deep in their own defensive half. The Northern Hawks are going to want to press here. Great pressure from DeFilippis, and Rossi upset he didn't get a free kick for that one. Dare say, I think I would have been a little bit upset not to get the foul on that occasion as well. DeFilippis is going to shoot and somehow gets that between the legs of Rossi. It's a great reaction by Simmons. Excellent power behind that shot. No idea how it got through Rossi there. Rindell gets past Ginaka. Back to Ropley. Alagoda, he's looking for that 1-2 with Ropley, and he just needed to hold the ball up for an extra second. Give him some time to make the run forwards. Zeba re-entering the court for the Northern Hawks. Northern Hawks happy, moving the ball around, trying to move the ECU defense around in their defensive half, and a little bit of rush play there from DeFilippis. Can see the idea was there. Zeba had made the run forwards, but the execution from DeFilippis a little bit sloppy. It's cost possession to the Northern Hawks. Alagoda 1v1 against Rossi. Rossi comes away with it. Ginaka. Back to Rolson. He has time and space. ECU Jets bring the ball all the way back. Open up the space. And some risky leave by DeFilippis there. Thought Ginaka might have been able to make his way in behind, get himself on the ball. DeFilippis. Bredemeyer, ball cut out by Rossi. Ginaka back to Rossi, and it's a 2v3. Potentially going to have to go backwards. Ginaka does. It's a loose touch. Zeba on the side ball. Bredemeyer, Zeba. Bit of a sigh there from the Northern Hawks bench for not taking that side ball quick enough when the ECU Jets defense was slow to get back. Simmons looking long. Finds Ginaka. 1v1 against Zebra. Zebra backs away from the putting pressure on the ball there. Had a little bit of extra time and space. He didn't really do much with it though. It's given back to the Northern Hawks. Oh, and Zeba, what a ball, Houston. Oh, Sarah. Simmons finds Portas, and he sends that one out of play. Apologies again for the cut in the stream there. Zeba can't get through Rossi. Finds Rolson, heads past Rindell and through the legs of Daniel Famato. ECU Jets, very unlikely, score first in this match, and I don't think they'll mind me saying that. Would be not much of an upset to the table, but I'd say it would be a bit of an upset to the Northern Hawks' ego if the ECU Jets come away with the 3 points from this match. Oh, nice back roll by Zeba and a good response by the Northern Hawks. Was short-lived, unfortunately, for the ECU Jets. Now the ECU Jets going to have to work just as hard as they have been in the first half. Can't take their foot off the gas now. Try and get themselves ahead again. Rindell to Houston. Finds Rindell again. Rindell, a little touch into the middle of the court and the left foot shot. Sending that one wide. Simmons drops short to Rolson, and that's not really going to worry Famato. Bredemeyer, Houston, Zeba. Finds Rindell down the line. He can't keep the ball in play. Oh, a little touch there. Sorry, my apologies from Rolson, out of play. Portas does well to intercept. He dribbles himself into trouble, though. Has Ginaka in behind. Bredemeyer with a crucial touch there. Famato, usually unflappable. I think he was a little bit flapped there, kicking that ball forwards to no one. Rossi to Portas, and Portas in the middle to Rossi. Needs to find some feet. Touch there from Bredemeyer. Portas. Rolson. All over the top. Famato, he's going to release quickly. Finds Bredemeyer, a little touch for Zeba, and Simmons does well. Bredemeyer trips over the ball. And a 1-1 game. Bredemeyer's got to be unhappy with that one. Bit of uncoordination there. Losing out on his chance right in front of goal. Timeout now called by the ECU Jets. Having not commentated the ECU Jets for a couple of months, I would say, this is a very good game that they're playing here today.
Having a look at the ladder for the men's Supa-Liga. This game means a lot for the Northern Hawks to keep their top spot. With the West Coast Cobras having a win last night in the men's Supa-Liga, they're currently tied on points at 37 at the top of the table. Andino sitting in third place, followed by Perth AFC in fourth. ECU Jets are in 10th place on 12 points. So it's amazing to see them today pulling out all stops to get themselves on the scoreboard early. But it was a great response we saw from the Northern Hawks to then draw the game again. I mentioned earlier in the stream about ECU Jets' defensive efforts that we see in most of their games. They are the hardest team to break down because they are so compact in their shape. It takes a lot of movement to break it down and find those channels. It's something Northern Hawks, though, do very well, is their movement in 4-0. It's been interesting to see how the remainder of this first half goes.
Yes, the ECU Jets, in previous matches that I've watched, have really relied on that tight defence and then getting quick counter-attacks forwards. But today, I feel like I'm seeing a completely different side. They're moving the ball well, holding it in their own defensive half, and they're comfortable on the ball, keeping it away from the Northern Hawks defenders. So it's no wonder it's a tight game down here. Houston. Bredemeyer on the kick in. Houston pressed by Rossi. Little 1-2 with Ropley. Ziba has time and space. Probably a little bit too much time and space here. He's dribbling quite a fair way. Ziba. Ropley. Great little block run there by Ziba. Ropley wins himself another side ball. Ropley to Houston. Looking to take on Gienaka. Puts it on his left foot. Bredemeyer. Ziba. Pressed by Ralston. Bredemeyer in the middle to Ropley. Back out to Ziba. And as Annie was just saying, this is what the Northern Hawks do extremely well, just playing the ball in and around the defensive pressure of the ECU Jets.
It's a very different style of play than we see from the ECU Jets. They tend to go for that long ball, either from the goalkeeper's throw or generally through Ash Ralston, who plays very deep as a fixo. And that's a shot there from Houston to get the Northern Hawks the lead in the game with 1:30 remaining on the clock. We'll see a quick replay of that one now. And that is Batim Ziba with the second assist, setting up both of those two today with back roll for the last one, and this one a pass across the court.
And the ECU Jets trying for that quick counter-attack there. I think the key for the Jets right now would be not to panic too much about the fact that the Hawks are ahead by 1 goal and just stick to the game plan that they've been going with so far in the first half. They've already got 1 goal on the scoreboard, which means the Northern Hawks are not indestructible. They definitely can be broken down at points in time. And a bit of miscommunication there from Rossi and Ralston, I believe that was, in the defense, giving Houston that free shot. Both players stepping back and taking the pressure off the ball. Ropley sends that one wide. Simmons in the middle, finds Venditti. Back to Rossi. Gienaka. Rossi, Venditti. Ralston. Rossi again. Venditti. Venditti. Rossi. They've pushed the Northern Hawks defense quite deep. Oh, and just as I say that, they've decided to take the pressure off. Ralston moving all the way back into his own half. Finds Rossi forwards. His shot goes wide. That's a great run and an excellent ball from Famato. Houston with the follow-up shot. Trying to chip over the top of Simmons. Didn't quite make it. It's a good opportunity for the Northern Hawks there. Ziba. Holding on the ball for the last second of the half.
It's a good first half of futsal there. Northern Hawks just in the lead there with the 2 goals to ECU's. 1 goal scorers for the Northern Hawks. 1 for Ches Houston and the other for Devin Rindell. And for ECU, we have Ash Ralston with the 1 goal for his name. Talking about goals, we're talking about the Golden Boot contenders for the Men's Supa-Liga. Currently in the lead for the season is Ali Millam on 18 goals and 7 assists. The next close player is John Connolly from the Perth Pumas, who's got 13 goals, followed by Ash Ralston, who's playing today with the ECU Jets in that fixo. He scored 11, tied along with Flynn Nolan on 11 goals as well. With only a couple of rounds to go and a couple make-up matches as well, we could see someone catch up to Ali Millam, someone like Ches Houston. What are your thoughts on that one, Jade?
Look, the Northern Hawks, I think, miss out on Golden Boot a fair bit, because they've got so many high-caliber players in their side. They don't rely on any one player to score all of their goals, so it's difficult when it's spread out amongst everyone. As you can see on their team sheets, every week it's different players getting in there and putting the ball in the back of the net. So I dare say, I think that Ali Milham's going to run away with it this season. An extremely high caliber player, not even just at scoring goals, anywhere on the court. Just pure natural talent.
Yeah, I agree with Jade with that one. A lot of share around goals between the Northern Hawks players because there are so many threatening ones. And saying that, they've got some great players in amongst their squad, and they tend to take points off each other with MVPs as well. Great performers such as Dan Famato in goals. Had some phenomenal matches this season. Devin Rindell here, that's number 10. Ches Houston. We've even got young gun here, Nishan Alagoda, who has managed to get himself an MVP win in one of his matches in the Men's Supa-Liga this season as well. He does tend to get them quite regularly in the 20 men's matches, but he's got one up his sleeve this season for the Men's Supa-Liga. He's also scored quite a few goals this season for himself. So he's seeing himself get more game time and really grow into a great men's futsal player.
Yeah, I think Nishan Alagoda is going to be an excellent player when he's older. He's already an excellent player now. Maybe just needs to get a little bit bigger for the men's competition, but the awareness on the court and the movement on and off the ball from the youngster is very promising. The ball's just hit the roof there from the throw of Dan Famato, so it will be an ECU jet side ball. Long ball from Rolson. Can't find Venditti. And a long ball from Famato. Finds Ziba. Watch the instant replay here. Ziba takes a touch and a turn like it's the most natural thing in the world there. Just slots it past Simmons for that goal. He's on 2 assists and a goal now for this match, so maybe Ziba will be taking some MVP points away from players in his own team today. Alagoda finds DeFilippis. He doesn't have a lot of support forwards. The ball's been given the way of the Northern Hawks. DeFilippis. Oh, he plays that ball straight into the feet of Rolson. Luckily, does enough to win it back. Ziba, that ball was too far behind Houston. Does have 2 assists and a goal, but not immune from sloppy passes. Didn't quite see the foul there. ECU Jets, Ash Rolson firing that one straight into the line of Dan Famato. The Northern Hawks are going for a quick counter-attack here. Alagoda shoots to the back post and he sends it high. Instructions from Coach Greg Fowler on the Northern Hawks side are for Nishan to shoot at the goal. A little bit harsh. The poor youngster has scored plenty this season. Portas to Ralston. Johnston. Houston dispossesses Ralston, and Ralston somehow wins the ball back, and Houston somehow wins the ball back. A little bit of back and forth there. Ziba, and he was trying to be unselfish with that one and play it to DeFilippis at the back post, but I dare say he should have just been a bit selfish and taken the shot there. DeFilippis, ball in the middle. He takes the shot, and not quite sure if that went through the legs of Simmons there. He caught it with his back leg and just trickled into the goal behind him. It's unfortunate for the ECU goalkeeper. I dare say DeFilippis probably shouldn't have had that much time and space to shoot that close to goal anyway. So the pressure isn't all on Greg Simmons for that one. Northern Hawks pushing Daniel Fumato forwards for fifth man, as we've seen them do so many times in this season. And they especially like to do it at times when they just want to keep possession. They've given away possession here. ECU, a good chance. Alagoda does well. Gets around Gienaka, and the slide ultimately coming from Simmons. I think that ball might have already been out of play though. Yes. Simmons with the goalkeeper throw to restart play. Gienaka has time and space. Rossi. Johnston, Portis. Portis's ball goes stray.
Just having a look at some of the Northern Hawks season statistics. If we have a look at goals scored, we mentioned about Ches Houston being contestant for the possibility for that golden boot. Having scored 7 goals himself, he's actually very high in his assist count, having assisted 9 goals this season. The next highest goal scorer is actually Devin Rindell on 9 goals. So here he is now in front of goal and giving it off to Nishan Alagoda at back post. He's selfless there instead of the shot. Nishan Alagoda, as Jade had mentioned before, has scored quite a few this season for himself. He's got 4 goals with 4 assists. As we mentioned before, Ash Rolson being the highest goal scorer for his side and currently sitting in the top 4 in contention for that golden boot. And it's Houston now who plays the ball out to Alagoda. Alagoda tries to find the ball down the line there to De Philippis. Northern Hawks persist with playing fly keeper, perfecting this one. It's a good idea coming into the final series in a few weeks' time after these last few matches are played. It'll be good to have everyone on the same page in how they play fifth man in case it comes down to it in those crunching moments in grand finals where you're trying to win the game. So is Rindell finding Fumato, and it's Alagoda with a hard press there, sees the ball out of play, wins a corner for his side. If you can even hear me over the coach Farrell on the bench beside me, he has been yelling press in my ear very much aggressively. And it is Fumato on that left flank. Very good with his feet, Fumato. Goalkeeper for Northern Hawks. It'll be interesting to see how many goals he's scored this season. I'll have a look very shortly after this passage of play. There's been a fall on the court and a whistle blown. Just have a quick look now. Dan Fumato, 2 goals and 2 assists. A lot of his assists, he's got such a long throw on him that he tends to be able to throw to those high pivots, as we saw before with his throw to Ziba. So he's probably got 3 assists now. And if they persist with this fly keeper, he may have another goal to his name as well. Gienaka to Rossi. He dribbles across the court and finds Gienaka again, and it's Rolson who makes another run forward, but Gienaka can't get through the wall. It is 2 of the Hawks players, and ECU Jets put together some good passing passage now, and dispossession on the court, and it's 2 against 1 for Rindell, and step over and shot there, save from Simmons. De Philippis, Houston. Fumato finds himself on the ball. A little bit of a maturity between him and De Philippis there. They seem to spread out now, and good passes being played. With a slip from Fumato, but he's blocked Rawson's shot. Fumato unhappy with that one. It will be a corner kick for ECU. Not agreed upon by the referees. That will actually be a goalkeeper's ball. Ropley plays it at Bredemeyer's head. That one's gone out of play, and ECU will get the sideline kick in. Rolson blaming his rest of his team there, even though he had the poor touch. It's Ropley now. Bredemeyer. Intensities in this game is just lifted again there. Real press here from Venditti. And Venditti, it's paying off for him. He's going to get a ball across for Glen Acker, but Ropley's quicker. Manages to get in front and win the ball. Message from the coach, which you can probably hear, is to slow down from Ricky because he's got both De Philippus and Rindell running on the flanks as options. Long ball from Rolson to Venditti. Gianecca, but it's Famato with a little bit of class there to pop the ball out in front of himself. And he's run out of time according to the referee's count of 4 seconds. Venditti plays the ball in to Rolson. Good press from De Philippus and Venditti with the turn and shot. Throw from Famato for Bredemeyer, who's got the speed and keeps it in. Rolson wins it back. Transitions quickly. 3 against 2. Goes for the pass for Gianecca, who cannot control the ball. And he's unhappy with that one. Famato, long throw now. Trying to find Rindell, but Rossi's there. Venditti is in the grandstand, putting in that much effort. He can't slow himself down. Timeout called by the Northern Hawks coach, Farrell, which he's talking very loudly today, so I'm sure we'll hear his team talk over the live stream. He said his apologies. Okay. All right, moving on from that. It's quite an interesting game on our hands with the fly keeper happening. A good movement of the ball from the Northern Hawks. And they're set up with fly keeper, which we'll hear from Jade about the way that they're playing fly keeper shortly, because there's been 2 ways that Northern Hawks tend to play it, and they've chosen one today. I'm guessing they're trying to perfect that. She'll talk about it shortly. And in the meantime, I'm just going to mention about the pass count. Northern Hawks higher in pass count, which is quite often the case. They do keep possession of the ball quite well and pass the ball around between themselves. And in fly keeper, you tend to get more passes on the ball as well. So 176 to ECU's 120. So that's possession of 60% to 40% for ECU. We'll just hear from Jade Paul in regards to that fly keeper movement we're seeing from Northern Hawks.
Yeah, the Northern Hawks are playing a little bit of a different fly keeper to what you'd probably see most sides putting into play down here, with the 4-1 being employed instead of the 3-2 that most teams would do. The point of the 4-1 is so that they get the overload up the top with the 2 players, just playing the ball back and forwards between each other, just over halfway, trying to get the player to commit to one of them, and then the player free on the ball can move forwards and take a shot. And of course, we all know 3-2, the point is to create the overload deeper in the half, closer to the goal, so that you can get the ball down into that area and then play it back in or set it back up for a shot coming from the other direction. So I think the Northern Hawks can play both ways very effectively. But like Annie just mentioned, they've been practicing this 4-1 fifth man for a long time, and I dare say that I think that they probably are a little bit more successful with it because it forces the movement from the ECU defence a little bit easier than if they play the 3-2. You can see here, Northern Hawks, very comfortable just moving the ball around under pressure. Simmons plays Gianecca and Portas, gets past Bredemeyer and Rindell. His shot goes wide and he's won himself a corner ball. It's a good opportunity for the ECU Jets here. Northern Hawks a little bit slow to defend that one. I dare say the ECU Jets probably could have done a little bit more with that. ECU Jets employing the press now, and the call for the press came from Rossi, but he just is a little bit too far away from his player, Bredemeyer, giving him a bit too much time and space on that ball. Ropley, Rindell, pressed by Gienacker. 1-2, and that was an excellent ball by Rickwan Ropley. And even De Philippa's pass to the back post. And the Northern Hawks always trying to be very aggressive attacking-wise, and I think that's why they're such a hard side to beat, because they're constantly pushing players forwards, forcing teams to drop back and defend nice and early. Nice cut out by De Philippus. Gets around Portas, a little touch on his right-hand foot, and he's hit the post there. De Philippus just had a very nice assist and almost a very nice goal. He's going to support Rindell in this attacking play. Bredemeyer finds De Philippus, and the ECU Jets do well to get themselves back defensively. Oh, a little dummy there from Ropley. Just going to watch Michael De Philippus hit that post again in case it didn't upset him enough the first time.
Just seeing how close it actually was there. Northern Hawks certainly stepped it up now, looking the dominant side. A lot more possession. And playing the fly keeper before, and now even still without. Good press from Venditti. He's actually been very aggressive today in the forefoot of a lot of the presses from the ECU Jets. And he even almost got himself a goal before from pressing Bredemeyer deep in his own D. Ball over the top from De Philippus, finds Rindell, who heels it back for Bredemeyer. Hasn't panned out in this occasion, and ECU Jets transition, but it's Northern Hawks who end up with the sideline kick in. Bredemeyer, Ropley, Zeba. Great skill from Rindell. Second time he can't flick it over though, and he has to end up doing a slide tackle. And it is Northern Hawks ball. Ropley takes the kick to Zeba, whose pass is soft. And there's a little touch from that one from Fumato, and it'll be a corner now for ECU Jets. We'll see if they can make anything of this one. The shot there straight into Zeba. Transition through Rindell, who's using his foot skill today. And oh, that is an own goal there. Rindell was looking for Zeba at back post, but it's been a deflection there off of ECU Jets player. We'll see a replay of that. Yeah, that one's had a deflection there off of Portis. And then Northern Hawks see themselves 6 goals to ECU Jets 1. Venditti looks for the run of Gineka, but too far out in front. Zeba in that fixo, plays Alagoda. Zeba slowed it down a lot in that space. Back roll from Alagoda to Rindell, now to Zeba, but it's Venditti who reads it very well, and he's won it back for himself now and goes towards goal. Every one of ECU Jets players are forward in front of him. There's no back pass option, and he's lucky to have not given that one away. Johnson. Venditti. Good press from Bredemeyer. There'll still be ECU Jets kick in. Johnson looking for options. Ball underfoot and flicks it forward now for Ganaka. But it's Alagoda who wins it and drives forward, and Johnson does well to get that ball to Rossi, and now building it forward. Ganaka. Long ball from Rossi. Intercepted, and Northern Hawks get possession. Menditti screaming that press from his side. Bredemeyer now. Houston. Across the court. Venditti with that press again. I know I've mentioned it a number of times now, but he's nearly winning those balls. He's putting so much pressure under Northern Hawks. Greg Simmons with a great save again for his side. It'll be interesting to see those shots on target statistics as we finish the game in 2 minutes' time. Houston now. As we see Famato progress forward to play a bit more fly keeper. Houston. They progress forward now within shooting range in all of those positions. It's Alagoda who goes himself. Venditti now shoots. But Famato's read that one well. Used his body instead of his hands in the middle of the court. Ball from Venditti, trying to find the on-run of Ganaka, and almost won the ball off of Houston, but hasn't managed. And it's Rossi with the off-target shot. Quick corner taken. Rossi again. Bit of a deflection there off of the Northern Hawks, and it'll be a sideline kick in. Corner being taken on the other side. Bit of confusion with the defensive setup there for the Northern Hawks. And Alagoda shoots again. Straight into ECU Jets. Recycles the ball back again. Venditti with the press. Bredemeyer to Famato. Houston across goal, and it's Alagoda. Hasn't read that one. Ball in for Rossi. Presents well in that space. Now it's Zebra in a 1v1 battle with Rolson. And he wins out and plays Houston. Another chance for Alagoda to get on the score sheet. Instead, Zebra's got it. Misses. Rossi, foul given. Zebra will protest. We know he will. And here he goes. Still protesting with the ref. Signature Zebra move. Bredemeyer now. Houston. 15 seconds remaining. They've slowed this game down. ECU Jets never say die attitude. You can see they're playing out every second of this game to the best of their ability. And it's Rossi now who gets the shot and save from Famato. And the second one as well. He does well to get to his feet and commit there. And that is the full-time whistle blown by the referees here at Supa-Liga, and it will be a 6-1 win for the Northern Hawks. But I will mention just one more time for ECU Jets, they were the first goal scorers of the game today, getting themselves up the 1 goal to the Northern Hawks nil originally. Goal scorers today, we have Betim Zeba with the 1 goal, and he will praise me for saying this, the 2 assists. Ches Houston with 1 goal for himself. Callum Bredemeyer, 1 goal. Michael DeFilippis, 1 goal. Devin Rindell, 1 as well. An own goal as well on the score sheet there for the Northern Hawks. Goal scorer was Ash Olsen from ECU Jets. We'll go through the statistics now. Northern Hawks ahead in the attempted passes with 332 of those, with completed passes of 255. Passing percentage at 77%. Which is quite high, and ECU Jets behind on those statistics with 255 passes and 166 completed passes. One thing I was interested to have a look at was the total shots in today's game. And it was the Northern Hawks who took the most there with 30 shots and 18 of those on target. So Greg Simmons surely will have a reason to be sore tomorrow. For ECU, they have taken 18 shots with 10 of those ones on target. Dan Fumato doing well in goals today for the Northern Hawks. Thanks for tuning in for the Men's Superliga tonight. It's our last one of the night. We'll be back next week with a few of our makeup rounds. Definitely catch those because those final results will matter on who takes the premiership, minor premiership for the Men's Superliga.